They say fame makes you immortal. They're wrong. It's the other way around. The first time I noticed, it was at an after party in the Hollywood Hills. One of those gated mansions overlooking Los Angeles, like the city was something you owned. I wasn't supposed to be there. I worked for a private security firm contracted to handle special guests. That's what the NDA called them. Not celebrities, not VIPs, special. They arrived late, always late, blacked out SUVs, no photos, no phones allowed inside the east wing of the house. That wing had no windows. I'd seen some of these faces my entire life. The pop icon who had been topping charts since the early 2000s without aging a day. The action star whose comeback roles spanned 3 different generations. The tech billionaire whose interviews from 1998 looked like they were filmed yesterday. And then there was him, the one my grandmother used to swoon over in old black and white films. I'd watched his movies in a college cinema class, classics from the 1950s. Same jawline, same eyes, same voice. He hadn't changed, not even a wrinkle. I told myself it was surgery, supplements, blood transfusions from willing donors. That's what conspiracy forums said about the elite. I wish that's all it was. Around midnight, a second group arrived. They weren't famous. They were young, influencers, models. A couple of up-and-coming actors who just landed their big break. They looked nervous but excited, like kids invited to sit at the cool table for the first time. They were ushered into the East Wing. No one came back out. Music thumped, champagne flowed, laughter echoed through the mansion. But behind the bass and the glamour, there was something else. A smell. Copper, metallic and sweet, like a penny pressed against your tongue. One of the house staff brushed past me carrying a silver tray stacked with crystal glasses. The glasses weren't filled with wine. They were dark, thicker than wine. And when the tray tilted slightly, I saw the surface cling to the rim. Too viscous, too red. I shouldn't have looked, but I did. At 2 a.m., I slipped down the east hallway. Cameras blinked overhead, but they were looped. Someone inside had disabled them. The door at the end of the corridor was slightly ajar. Inside, the walls were draped in black velvet. Candles burned low and steady, even though there wasn't a breeze. The special guests stood in a circle. Their faces weren't glamorous anymore. Their skin had gone pale, translucent, veins faintly visible beneath the surface. Their smiles were too wide. Their teeth, too sharp. In the center of the room lay one of the young actors, the one who'd cried during his award speech about finally making it. His eyes were open, empty. The old movie star knelt beside him, mouth stained dark, and then he spoke. "We keep the world entertained," he said. "We shape their trends, their politics, their fears, their desires." Another celebrity, an A-list musician whose tours sold out stadiums in minutes, licked a drop of red from her thumb. "They worship us," she said, "and worship is energy." The tech billionaire smiled faintly. But energy fades, blood doesn't. They drank to stay young, but that wasn't the real reason. They fed to remain unnoticed. Centuries ago, they ruled openly, monarchs, generals, gods carved into stone. But humans learned to fear what they couldn't control. So the vampires adapted. They traded thrones for spotlights, crowns for contracts. Now they ruled through culture instead of conquest. If you control what people love, you control what they question. And no one questions the people they idolize. A floorboard creaked beneath my boot. Every head in the room snapped toward me. Their eyes glowed, not red, but something worse. Ancient, starless, endless. The old actor stood slowly. "I thought I smelled fear," he said. I ran. I don't remember making it outside. I don't remember getting in my car. I just remember the rearview mirror. For a split second, I saw them standing on the balcony of the mansion, watching me. Not chasing, just watching. Like I didn't matter. Like I was already accounted for. The next morning, every headline in New York City, London, and Tokyo was the same. The young actor had died of an accidental overdose. The influencers? Private rehab, mental health retreat, stepping away from the spotlight. The party? Never happened. My firm terminated my contract by noon. My access card stopped working. My calls went unanswered. And last night, I saw something that made my blood run cold. The old movie star is starring in a new historical drama, set in the 1800s. There's a behind-the-scenes photo circulating online. In the background of the set, a framed portrait of the same actor, dated 1823. Same face, same smile. If you're reading this, pay attention to the ones who never seem to age, the ones who reinvent themselves every decade, the ones who stay powerful no matter who wins elections, no matter what trends rise or fall. They don't need to hide in castles. They own production studios, record labels, streaming platforms, and you invite them into your home every night. You follow them, you defend them, you adore them. That's the point. Immortality isn't about living forever. It's about making sure no one ever thinks to look too closely. Thank you for the support. Truly, stay locked in and subscribe to Quick Creepy Tales for more short stories that linger long after they end. Until next time, keep your lights low.